Selamat malam Pak Isa, saya dari kelompok 1 bersama rekan saya. Di hari ini saya akan mempresentasikan hasil kerja kelompok kami. Saya William Pratama Widjaya, NIM C13 2020 00288.
Saya Renaldi dengan NIM C13 2020 00295.
Saya Gindika Wardana dengan NIM C13 2020 00309.
Saya sama Armando C13 2020 00308.
Demikian presentasi dimulai. Oke, yang pertama, judulnya adalah Being a Great Leader. Dan kita masuk kepada materi yang paling pertama, tujuan dan manfaat. Yuk. Our goal in making this material is to provide learning about how to be a great leader for his subordinates, so that those who are led have respect for their leader, and leaders are easy to lead, they lead. The benefit that we hope to create is that leader can create work efficiently and effectiveness or their employees in addition, so that leader understand how to be a great leader for the company they lead.
Definition. Leadership has been variously described as the process of social influence in which one person can enlist the aid and support of others in the accomplishment of a common task, creating a way for people to contribute to making something extraordinary happen. The ability to successfully integrate and maximize available resources within the internal and external environment for the attainment of organization or societal goals, and the capacity of leader to listen and observe, to use their expertise as a starting point to encourage dialogue between all levels of decision making, to establish process and transparency in decision making, to articulate their own values and vision clearly but not impose them. Leadership is about setting and not just reacting to agendas, identifying problems and initiating change that makes for substantive improvement rather than managing change.
Introduction. Napoleon once said, "One bad general does better than two good ones." It takes a moment for the sense of this to register, but it is the same as our modern saying that too many cooks spoil the broth. Having one set of instructions, even if they are flawed, is preferable to having two sets of perfect direction that, when enacted together without reference to each other, cause havoc. This is the principle of leadership in a nutshell. It is all about maintaining focus and creating positive outcomes. The same can be applied to individuals who strive to become leaders. There needs to be focus and determination. Advice can be given, but does not have to be heeded. History is full of leaders whose beginnings were distrust, and had they listened to the naysayers of this world, the world would be a poorer place today. Leadership can be learned. Some people are certainly born with leadership skill, but this is not a prerequisite for becoming a leader. More important is dedication to the art of leadership. Leadership involves understanding how to inspire, influence, and control how people behave. It is not a simple matter of shouting or having a deep and booming voice or being great in physical stature. Gandhi possessed none of these attributes but managed to lead a nation and inspire millions around the world.
Okay, God of effective leadership. Today, leaders must be able to leverage a broad range of style given the complex of organization and their people. They must be highly flexible, adapting, and improvisation given change strategies, shifting cultures, and the explosion of technology. Most importantly, they must never forget whom they were leading friendly. Strategy organization goals are critical, but leaders who overlook key people issues are almost certain to fail in this competition. Employ free agency and performs at the cost. Today, leaders must be able to create claims that foster not only performs but also pride and purpose. They must have what we refer to as emotional intelligence, a heightened sense of self-awareness, the ability to make their emotions as well as those of others, to build rapport and relationship with a diverse group of people, to motivate others, create a believable vision, and negotiate a broad range of social and business situations.
Okay, the next point is how to lead and influence people. Leading people has nothing to do with managing them. Too many managers are trying to micromanage their staff, all the while forgetting to lead the efficient value. If you want to become a strong leader, you need to lead by example. This means you have to show your team that you are perfectly capable to set example. By doing so, you will earn a respect.
Next is it's all about relationship. The effective leader has to realize that the team under them is there because they have to be most employee work to earn money, not because they enjoy daily grind of a 9 to 5 position. There must be an effort to build healthy relationship or life in the workplace can become untenable for everyone and productivity will decline. Leaders need to make their workplace society function positively with cooperation and respect. In this way, everyone is working for the common good and toward a purpose. This demands that effective relationships are built upon an understanding for each other's needs. It is not different to how things should be in the home. No personal relationship will last very long if there is a sense that one or both parties are being selfish. The most effective way to understand how other people are feeling is to listen to what they have to say. This must be done without judging, and not as if you are being forced to do so by some higher authority. Very often, teams will have the same goals as their leaders, but may just want to know that they are not seen as automatons that have no creative input. Quality workplace relationship make people feel happy.
Respect is the key ingredient of any good relationship, and this means respect for yourself as well as others. Genuinely listening and understanding are the ways in which you show that you respect the person you are talking to. Quickly judging based on preconceived ideas or prejudice is the upside of having respect. Bear in mind that not everyone will respond in 100% perfect fashion to all that occurs in the workplace. Although it is not the leader's job to be a permanent shoulder to cry on, it is important to accept that your team is made up of individuals whose lives may not be as perfect as their coffee break. Banter might lead you to believe. The smart leader will always bear in mind that conflict is inevitable and must be managed, rather than ignored for the sake of a friend. Peace relationship can never improve unless problems are identified and confronted. Difference between people are inevitable, and hearing them error can lead to some very useful resolutions that produce ideas beyond the expect. The alternative is highly detrimental to let problems fester and build and ruin the atmosphere in a workplace, if not productivity levels.
Okay. For success in the working relationship. Number one party at least should fully the relationship. This may start off as a one-way street, but this can lead to the meeting of men later on. Number two, listen effectively without judging. Listening in this way will promote mutual understanding and mutual respect. Number three, that informal chatting over a coffee can engage a more frank exchange of view than meeting officially with a test between you. Number four, create an open culture. Your team should know they can speak freely, no matter if that is to express happiness, joy, contentment, anger, irritation, sadness, or fear. Negative feelings that are hurt cause significant problem.
Next, changing mindset by empowering others. Leader must take responsibility for their team performance, which means leader must be happy that the direction of their team is one which the leader thinks is best. Although it is useful to have creative sessions with team members to bat around a few ideas. The overarching goals that the team must fulfill are most often by the leader or some authority above leader. The challenge is three-fourths to get the team on side with the given aims, even when some team members may wholeheartedly disagree with them or balk at the idea that these have been imposed on the team from above. Despite the expected hierarchy of my workplace, for a team to work most efficiently, its members, especially higher level ones, may want to feel they are contributing more than the spade work. They may like to feel that they have chosen where some of the plot shall be done.
This presents a challenge for the leader, who cannot just let his or her subordinates have free play. This team must be made to feel involved and motivated. Or perhaps the situation is worse, and your team is beginning to show a little disobedience. How then to provoke a positive response in them? The answer is by empowering your team as far as possible, short of handing over the reins and heading off home. The motivational leader must be able to create a sense that their team is actively involved in the process and contributing in a real sense to the overall outcome of the project. This can be involved learning how to make your suggestion appeal to them. This may mean you solicit their opinions and take the best ideas on board. Or You may have to convince them that your goals are shared and that their futures are tied to your overall success. It may be a simple matter of making an employee understand that their job will be safer if they perform well, reminding them that they are working for themselves and their family, and not just for a company. However, empowering others does not mean employing tactics that persuade other people to your own opinions or goals. It can also mean demonstrating leadership qualities that inspire others to act at their very best. No matter what is asked of them, such leadership qualities will be most in evidence in the armed service, where the end result of potentially being killed is rarely going to elicit a whoop and a carrot. Soldiers are empowered to greatness by the example set by their commanding officer. Sometimes it is just a matter of being an admirable and inspirational human being. Of course, some are born with more of these qualities than others, but we can all strive to lead by example so that others will feel empowered to make great things happen.
Getting the most from your team. And the first, start right. And the second, create expectation. And the third, stand back. And the four, communication. Number five, keep communicating. Number six, be honest. Number seven, consultation. Number eight, training. And the last, staff appraisal.
10 ways to be a great leader. Number 1, ask to be a judge. Number 2, don't best your power. Number 3, your team is intelligent and can to be trusted. Number 4, listen. Number 5, stop being an expert of everything. Number 6, be constructive. Number 7, judge your success be your teams. Number 8, don't be an artist. Number 9, have an answer and humor. Number 10, don't be too distant.
What is a leadership? A person who has the expertise to influence, to contribute efficiently so as to achieve success in the organization. What makes people leader? Leader must be oriented to do production with the motivation they have by seeing people as an opportunity. Means to achieve goals. What I mean by seeing people as opportunities is that they are good at taking an advantage of situation to be an advantage for us. Because if we are able to see opportunities in each member, then we can place our members according to their ability to work and achieve good and effective results.
So the next is who can be a leader? Someone who wants to learn to develop himself, to form his leadership spirit, and also will respect others, superior and subordinate by creating good relationship with them. Besides that, anyone can be a leader, but not everyone can be a good leader. Start from now on to learn, practice, hone your skill until you shape yourself into a great leader.
So, why you should learn leadership? Because leadership involves understanding how to inspire, influence, and control how people behave. It is not a simple matter of shouting or having a deep and booming voice or being great in physical stature. Also, leadership motivates and guides the organization to attain its mission, and it is also an opportunity for us to improve ourselves, to understand yourself, your motivation, your job, your value.
Where to be a good leader? Being a good leader can be anywhere as long as we are able to lead a team. We can be in a restaurant. It can be in a hotel, and soon, which is more specific and in accordance with the fact of leading in the classroom area. As being a class leader, be good leaders, we must be able to sit and expel for what a classmate.
When we can learn to be a good leader from the process, before we know when we deserve to be a leader, we must be able to master several things. For example, accept and promote existing change. So in this test, as leaders, we must be up to date with all kinds of new change that exist so that our team avoid change in situations that allow or are able to overcome various unwanted things. Next, build and communicate a common vision, which is to create a vision that can be agreed upon by all team or member, so that they have a foundation in achieving goal with strong determination. Is encouraging the heart and spirit to be confident in leading our member because of self-confidence and good professional nature, so that they are able to solve all problems as an exemplary leader. Those are something that are learned before being ready to become a leader. When everything is mastered, then we are ready to be a good leader.
The next is how the leader motivate their team member. First thing the leader need to do is set the goals, so the team can achieve the goals. The goals set must match our abilities as our leaders and the ability of our members. Give appreciation to members if the goal have been achieved. This can increase the loyalty and trust of members to the leader.
Now I want to tell you about the leadership now. We choose in the pandemic decreed by Eric Yuan. Long before the world began to use Zoom as both a noun and a verb, Eric Yuan was a college student in China who was weary of long-distance travel. The 10-hour train trip required to visit his now wife inspired Yuan to focus on video conference technology, a spark that led him to become founder and CEO of Zoom. Last year, when the COVID-19 pandemic forced not only school and companies, but also families and friends the world over to connect remotely, Yuan's company became a ubiquitous presence as the go-to virtual platform. On Thursday, Yuan joined Caltech President Thomas F. Rosenbaum for a conversation about his personal story, how Zoom support a world that was forced to move online, and how that experience has redefined the very company that made it possible. We connect virtually with others for business and for pleasure, combating the isolation of the coronavirus pandemic, Rosenbaum said. The now commonplace experience that we all have of Zooming can be tracked back to the vision of Eric.
This talk was the first webinar in the new Breakthrough Internet series that aims to connect some of the world's most influential business leaders with the Caltech community. Having a guest like Eric Yuan engage with our community invest an even greater understanding of not business but now science and technology benefit people and our society. said Dexter Bailey, Caltech Vice President for Advancement and Alumni Relation. The sudden pandemic-driven transition to remote education, work, and social life come as a jolt to most people. It was no different for the Zoom meeting since the company launched in 2011. It has focused on enterprise clients such as large companies and university, not on wedding, friend, happy hours, and other informal virtual greetings. We never thought so many consumers would need Zoom, Yuan said. The challenge was how to embrace those use cases.
From the story above, we conclude that as a leader, what Eric Yuan did was to successfully lead and influence his employees to continue to develop the Zoom application that he can create. From the beginning, only working with several large companies to Eric Yuan University as the leader and creator of the Zoom application, meetings, and others that can be done online. And now for the question. Number 1, how leaders establish close relationship with members? You can find the answer from page 8. Second, why can empowering others change mindset? You can find the answer from page 11. And the third, how to get the most out of your team? You can find the answer from page 30. Oke, that's all. Terima kasih Pak Iza. Sekian dari presentasi kelompok kami. Saya mohon maaf jika ada yang salah dengan teman-teman saya. Semoga bisa menjadi contoh yang lain. Sekian dari kami. Terima kasih.